What is up, my Inklings? Mr. Ink here, and welcome to The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. One of the best Zelda remakes ever created, in my opinion, and my personal favorite 2D Zelda game. I am very, very excited to be playing through this game. This is a game that I have loved since I first got it all the way back in 2019. In fact, this is actually the first game that I ever bought on launch day. Back when this came out in September of 2019, I was like maybe, I guess I would have been about 15 when that happened. So, yeah, I remember like I just naturally had the day off from school the day that it came out, and I walked over to the mall and picked up a copy, and as soon as I played it, I just instantly fell in love with it. So I am very, very excited to be playing through this game. Oh, gosh, playing through this game. See, there's my completed save file, but we're going to start up a brand new game. Now, there are two types of modes for this game. There is normal and hero. I'm going to be doing just normal, just because I'm good at Zelda games. I'm not that good, and I'm going to struggle if I try to play hero mode, especially because technically one of the 100% requirements is to beat the game without dying. And if I want to achieve that, which I'm not so sure I will, but if I do want to achieve that, it'll be much easier to do in normal. So we are going to the return of Lonk. Yeah. Lonk has returned. And let's start up the game. What a relief. I thought you never wake up. You were tossing and turning. What? Zelda? No, my name's Marin. You must still be feeling a little woozy. You're on Koholint Island. Let's talk to Marin. Followed the lane south to reach the beach where I found you. Since you washed ashore, lots of nasty monsters have been in the area, so be careful, okay? I guess we'll talk to you, sir. Well, Lonk, you finally snapped out of it. Name's Terran. People like to call me Mario, but my name's actually Terran. Hope you're feeling better. What? How did I know your name? You think it's weird, eh? Well, I saw it on the back of this shield. You got your shield back. Hold R to repel enemies with it. Yeah. So if you've played a Zelda game before, or if you've played the original version of Link's Awakening, which is a game that I've never actually played before. This specific version is my favorite 2D Zelda game, not the original. I've never actually played the original version of the game before. But here we are in Mabe Village. This is kind of the main village that we'll be exploring throughout the course of this game. This is kind of our hub area. And we got a chain chomp here. Oh, dear God. They tried to attack me. Hello, children. I hear that when you're running out of hearts, you better go find a big fairy. Why? I have no idea. I'm just a kid. Okay, what do you, kid, have to say? I heard that you can press minus to look at the island map. Not only that, you can stick pins in it with A and remember stuff with X. But I don't understand what they mean by that. Okay, yeah, we pull it up. You can see there's our map. This is one of the big improvements over the original game. We have an actual map, unlike the original game. And on top of that, our shield and very soon sword is already mapped to buttons. In the original version of the game, you only had two face buttons to use items. And unfortunately, this includes having to use the A and B buttons, having the sword and shield as equipable items. So it made, using items kind of hard because sometimes you just had to equip your sword and shield, and if you wanted another item, you had to sacrifice not having your sword or your shield. But in this game, they made a lot of improvements. This is a really, really good improvement over the original. So, yeah, I'll be talking a lot more about some of the improvements as they appear, but we will be talk about that as they come. And this is our first enemy, an Octorock. If you've played Zelda, you know how they work. They shoot rocks at you, but you can easily repel them. Come on. Come on, face me, please. Hello. Oh, hello. But you can block them with a shield, and you can't do anything with them yet, unfortunately, but that's okay. Now we're on Toronbo Shores, and this is a sea urchin. They don't really do all much, but we can use our shield to push them back. So we can just push them back and move on forward. And this is where, and so now we gotta find our sword. Hey, look at that, it's our sword. Uh-oh. Hoot hoot, so you are the lad who owns the sword. Now I understand why the monsters are starting to act so violently. The courageous lad has come to wake the windfish. It is said that you cannot leave the island unless you wake the windfish. You should now go north to the mysterious forest. I will wait for you there. Hoot! Yes, like a lot of other Zelda games, there is an owl. And in fact, actually, this came out before Ocarina of Time, so... yeah. You found your sword! It must be yours because it has your name engraved on it. You can swing it with B to attack any enemies in your path. Yeah! We've got those crabby-looking things. I don't actually remember what they're called. I guess I'll put them in editing, because I don't remember what those are called. Well, we can now kill the sea urchins. We have levers. These are another enemy. They pop up from the ground, and we can kill the Octoroks. So now we will make our way back towards Mape Village, because that is where the mysterious forest is. But there is one thing that we will do first. Actually, there's technically several things that we can do right now if we really want to, now that we have the sword, but there's a couple mini games that we can do, but they take rupees, and seeing as we don't really have a lot of rupees at the moment, I'm going to kind of wait until I get more rupees before I actually go and do those mini games. So we'll do them a lot later. However, one thing that we can do is if we break these bushes, we can drop down this hole, and we will receive the first of, I believe, 32 heart pieces. You got a piece of heart. Press plus to open the subscreen and see. Yes, it's a Zelda game, which means we have a lot of heart pieces for us to collect. So, yeah, we have a lot of things that we'll be able to collect along the way. This is something that I'll be talking about a ton throughout the rest of the game, but I really, really love the music in this game. The composer, Ryo Nagamatsu, who rearranged all of the themes for this game, did a fantastic job with this soundtrack. It is personally one of my personal favorite soundtracks in all of the Zelda series. Taking those original chiptune Game Boy versions and transforming them into these full orchestral versions and all that. It's actually really, really cool the way that they're done. Oh, hello. The owl's back. I promise he's not going to be stopping me as many times as Ocarina of Time's owl does. At least I don't think he does. Hoot! Ho, brave lad! On your quest to wake the dreamer, welcome to the mysterious forest. Much of mystery you will find on this uncharted Koholint Island. I'm afraid you may find it a trifle difficult to leave the island while the windfish naps. By the by, have you ever visited the Tail Cave, which is south of the village? Go there with the key you find in this forest. The windfish is watching. Hoot! Yes. Obviously that is our big thing. We need to wake the windfish, and we'll find out why exactly we need to face the windfish. These are moblins. They will throw spears at you, and that's no good. This is kind of our first, like, truly dangerous enemy in this game, but they go down in 2 hits. Pretty easy peasy. As long as you just have your shield equipped, you can block their spears, and you'll be good to go. And yeah. And these things here, those are called Zols. Wow, this looks pretty heavy. You won't be able to lift it with just your bare hands. Yeah, we won't be able to lift those rocks, unfortunately. But yes, those things are called Zols. I believe these ones are red Zols. If you slash them, they'll split into 2 smaller versions of themselves. They're pretty weak enemies. They're not super dangerous. Oh. Hello, Mr. Raccoon. How are you?
As a raccoon, my nose is very sensitive to stuff like dust and powder.
Okay, sir. I guess I shall continue for...
Oh, you're going to be lost thanks to me.
And And now we end up here. In a very similar looking area. Okay. I guess we'll head up and hey! It's a fairy! You've still got plenty of pep. Come see me when you feel like you can't go on. Yes. This is a great place to heal if you need to ever heal. The big great fairy or whatever is an instant heal every single time that you approach her. Just like the great fairies in the other Zelda games, although this one looks a little more kid-friendly. Speaking of the graphics, actually, I really like the graphics to this game. I remember when I first saw the announcement for this, for the Nintendo Direct back in like 2018 or whatever, or 2019, mid-2019. I was a little hesitant about what I thought about these graphics. Because at the time I had played other Zelda games before, but I never, I wasn't sure how I felt about the graphics, but almost immediately after seeing these games, after watching the trailer, I'm like, honestly, you know what? I actually kind of like them. Anyway, so one of the things that we need to do is we need to find a mushroom. And you'll understand why once we collect it if you've never played this game before. Now now these bats here, these are keys. These are a staple in every Zelda game. So we won't be able to do much. Oh, we can push these rocks. We can open this up and get ourselves a purple rupee, which is worth 50 rupees. Very nice. There's a lot of these. Oh, okay. Right, we can't stand on those floor for too long, otherwise it'll break away and we will fall. We shall head through this cave here. Huzzah! And, as you can see, there is a piece of heart. Although I don't think we can actually do much about it because we cannot lift those skulls there. And I don't know if there's any other way to move it without it, unfortunately. Unless there's another way that I'm completely misremembering. I don't know. We'll head on here. I think we'll have to collect it on the way back, but it's okay. Hey, there's our magic mushroom right there. Haha. Oh yes, those are moblins with a sword. The best way is to block their sword with your shield, and they will become dizzy, and you can kill them. You picked the toadstool. As you hold it over your head, a mellow aroma flows through into your nostrils. All right, so I guess we will. Now that we have this toadstool, you might be wondering, what exactly are we supposed to do with it? Well, that's a very good question, and that's something we are going to make our way, because we actually need to leave this forest. As a whole, obviously, we can't do anything about. I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot about that. But we will head on in, head back through this cave. I'm pretty sure I cannot get this heart piece yet. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember, actually. I do have a guide with me to help me through this game if I ever get stuck. I want to try to use it as little as possible in terms of, like, during this playthrough, but let me just check it just real quick, because I don't actually remember if I can get this or not. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. I cannot. I promise I'm not going to be using my guide nearly as much as I did in Metroid Prime. Also, I completely screwed that up. I gotta redo that. I got myself stuck. Yeah, again, I promise not to use this. I promise not to use the guide nearly as much as I did in Metroid Prime. That's the one thing I don't want to do. I spent too much time using my guide, and I don't want to use it as much just because it ended up getting kind of boring. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't mention those are green Zulls. They just die in one hit. And yeah, we will. Okay, stupid keys. Get on. Get up. Really? I died already? Well, there goes the deathless run. Cool. Well, that was very short-lived. Okay. Well, rip that. And oh god, damn it! I already screwed up. Block pushing puzzles. Always. I don't care for block pushing puzzles. My spatial awareness always sucks whenever I'm doing block pushing puzzles. Well, I mean, it's pretty. I guess I wasn't even paying attention to my health, and I forgot that falling does 1 heart of damage. So that's on me. Again, that's the second playthrough in a row where I died in the very first episode. That's really embarrassing, to be honest. Oh, okay. Also, that thing there... Or does a half a heart. All right, whatever. That's a piece of power. That is one of two things that enemies can occasionally drop. You will either get double attack with the piece of power or power piece or whatever for a limited amount of time, or double defense with the guardian acorn. So yeah, they'll occasionally get dropped. They can be very helpful. All right. Let's head on out of here. Well, it's a good thing I didn't do hero mode then. I'd be screwed otherwise. All right, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get out of here. There we go. Oh, really? Okay. Come on. Okay, fine. I'll leave you alone. All right, if we head on this way, we will be able to leave the mysterious forest. And we will be able to find out what we can do with the toadstool that we got. Ah, yes. Okay, well, we got a couple new enemies. We got a Zora. They are... in some of the older games, Zoras are evil. I don't think Zoras actually become good until Ocarina of Time. There's a heart piece there we can't get, unfortunately, yet. And that thing, I don't actually remember what that is. Is that an electric Zol? I don't remember. I'll put its name on screen. So I don't remember. But if we head over this way, we can find an evil-looking hut. And what is inside? Well, hi there.
Ah, it has the sleepy toadstool. It does. We'll mix it up. We'll mix up something in a jiffy, we will.
Yeah. Mix it up into a potion. And we get our first true item, I guess equipable item.
It's all ready, it is. Take care, as there's not much there. Why not try a bit in my hut?
You got some magic powder. Open this up screen with plus and set it to either X or Y. So that is what we need in order to be able to get rid of the raccoon. And we have our first equipable item. As we can see, we only have 20 uses for it. So use it sparingly.
Good job. Use it on your enemies and see what happens.
If you run out, go to the forest, pick some toadstools, and that will make you more. Yes. So every time we want more, you have to go to the forest and get some more. These aren't used a whole lot in the game. This is probably one of the lesser used items. Got back without a toadstool, and you may have to pay a price for my leftovers. Yes. There's a random rat hanging around. So fun fact, actually, this thing can actually be used to just kill these enemies. Spray some on them, they will get dizzy and have really big eyes, and then you can kill them in 2 hits. But yes, this is what we need to do in order to be able to get rid of the raccoon. So we will head back to where the raccoon is, because he says that he is very sensitive to powder. If we do that, we should be able to get ourselves past the raccoon and make some more progress in the mysterious forest. Okay, go. You can just go away, please. There we go. Get out of here. Yeah. Yeah, get out of here. So this would probably normally be about the time when I would end the episode. We're approaching the 20-minute mark, but because it's the first episode, I figure, you know what? We'll get some big progress. Oh, here we go. Got a guardian acorn. It will reduce the damage you take by half. So yes, for a limited amount of time, we now have double defense. We will take half the damage that we would normally take, which is good for a limited amount of time. There is a way that you can permanently get double defense. Also, I'm going the complete wrong way. But, yeah. Eventually, we will be able to get something that we can allow to take take half damage, but it's not something we can do at the present moment. Be prepared to have Guardian Acorn and Pieces of Power show up constantly, because the enemies drop these a lot more than they probably should, honestly. Although it is useful, it's a little annoying, especially with the music. The music isn't all that great. But anyways, we spray some powder. He's sensitive. It's Terran. We just met him a second ago. I guess he left at some point while we left the house and got himself turned into a raccoon. The last thing I can remember was biting into a big juicy toadstool. Then I had the darndest dream. I was a raccoon. Yeah, sounds strange, but it sure was fun. I honestly don't remember the voice that I gave him. It was probably something like that. I don't know. Expect a lot of the voices of these characters to fluctuate between these videos, because honestly, I do a voice for a character once, and I don't remember it. Anyways, we can open this chest and get ourselves the tail key. Now you can open the tail cave gate. Oh. The owl has come to speak his wisdom, I suppose. Hoot! Take the key and go to the tail cave. Retrieve the instrument that is hidden there. Go now! The windfish is waiting. Hoot! Alright. So we will head on over to the first dungeon of the game. Usually these are a lot of these earlier Zelda games. The first dungeon, the way you get to it is pretty quick. So I'm not surprised. Just like in Ocarina of Time, the second episode will be starting in the first dungeon. So yeah, that is where we are going to head on towards. Again, there's lots of stuff that we can do right now. One thing I want to quickly do before I go to the dungeon is I want to head over to the shop real quick, because I think there's a couple things that I can buy right now. I think, maybe not. But there are several things that we will be able to buy eventually. There's a heart piece, shovel, 3 hearts, a shield, 200. Okay, we do not have that enough yet, unfortunately. We will come back later. Well, technically, we can get the shovel whenever we want, but if we do that, the shopkeeper will get mad at us, and if we return again, he will kill us, and he will kill us every single time we return, which means this shop will be completely unusable. So we don't want to steal from him. Yeah, that's not good. Actually, later in the game, I'm pretty sure one of the characters calls you a thief. All right. So yeah, we're gonna head on over to the first dungeon of the game. Let's not waste any more time and head on over there. That shell thing, by the way, that's a seashell. That's not going to be as much use to us right now, so we'll get that later when we return. Okay, so we need to make our way over towards where the location of the first dungeon is, which is right there. Perfect. I can see it on the map. All right, we're gonna head on over there. I really like the dungeons in this game, honestly. The dungeon music as well are really good. Much improvement. I'm gonna sound like a broken record constantly talking about the soundtrack for this game, but it truly is a really good soundtrack. I'll just be honest. Am I going the wrong way? Whoops, hello. Oh, yes, I am. I don't need to go this way. Whoopsies. There's a monkey there. It's throwing coconuts at us. At least I hope that's coconuts and not something else. Ew. Yeah, there's a lot of exploring that I could be doing right now, but honestly, I don't want to make this video any longer than it really has to be, so I'm just gonna make a beeline to the first dungeon. Honestly, the reason that I chose to do this game is because it's one of the shorter 2D, well, just Zelda games in general. Link's Awakening. It's one of the shorter Zelda games. So I figured, you know what, this is a good second Zelda game to do. We did Ocarina of Time, which is right now on the channel the longest series in terms of number of videos. So I figured doing a bit of a shorter one might be a good idea. All right, here we are at the first dungeon. We will use the key to unlock the dungeon. And we'll head on in. All right. Yeah, again, first dungeon already, but again, a lot of these older Zelda games, you do the first dungeon pretty quickly. But here we are in level 1, the Tail Cave. And this is where I will end the video. So, thank you all so very much for watching. In the next episode, we are going to make our way through the Tail Cave and collect the first instrument. And I will see all of you in the next episode. Bye-bye.